a critique of his solicitor's work, except Driebel, who I observed from a disgruntled individual who most likely has a personal score to settle with either Mino or one of the lawyers,
was in fact represented in the Court of Justice James O.J., Chief Bola Agabi, a well-known attorney and former Federation Attorney General. I don't see anything he could have done that would indicate he was inept, or that he didn't carry out his duties. Thus, all of the solicitors worked hard under him. He was a strong leader of the defense squad until Minano decided to represent himself on his own. However, one characteristic
that in this instance you must not overlook. The prosecution's time frame was from March to September to make his argument. However, Mzanu was given a total of 13 days to present his argument after the matter took a different turn and he disengaged his attorneys. And if you take out the weekends from those 13 days, he will have 9 or 10 days left to provide his defense. He had suggested that he make a call. Thus, some make a nonsense of that opportunity. Oh dear, maybe just Mr. Ken, do you hear us? We're not sure, and the network seems to be obstructing the conversation, but...
We really want to get all I can hear you. I apologize. You are not to blame. The network is the cause. We were unable to hear you when you were speaking. Everything you said. I could hear you if you could just do that. Indeed. No, I am aware. I am aware that you are able to hear us, but we were unable to hear you, since the network distorted what you were saying. Perhaps you might conclude by simply landing on your thoughts regarding what you were stating. Do you also believe it's a good idea for him to proceed without a lawyer? As I mentioned earlier, he truly knew that the odds were against him. He most likely didn't want the lawyers to be the four guys in the wall, and he desired to battle his way down. I don't think 1 million solicitors supporting Minikin would have altered the case's outcome. Are you arguing that this justice is not in accordance with the law, or that it was predetermined? Are you implying that? No, I'm not suggesting that. I can provide you with an illustration of Jesus Christ's suffering. The individuals who presented Jesus Christ to Pontius Pilate had already made up their minds. Pontius Pilate even suggested that they pick another person who had been condemned to die and go crucify him. They declined, stating that they desired Christ. They desired to crucify Christ. Thus, the establishment had already decided that Christ would be crucified. I will also give you the example of Nelson Mandela in South Africa. Despite having no involvement in any violent crimes in South Africa, Nelson Mandela was pronounced guilty. It was found that no weapon had been used against him. Whatever, his forceful personality, in my opinion, convinced the state of his guilt far in advance of AWO. In the 1960s, AWO was found guilty of attempting to topple the Nigerian government. Was AWO a military officer? He worked as a civilian physician. In the case of AWO, no evidence was presented.
I apologize for the situation of it is suggested that he possesses the arms, the resources, and the chance to topple the regime, but he was found a civilian guilty of overthrowing the government's attempt to topple the regime. That is absurd. And the judge said it as much. He said that his hands were tied in that case of Nnamdi Kanu. So in this very case, I'm not suggesting that the judge is biased although the judge had predetermined it. It was in the air when the system was adamant on seeing that Manu is found guilty. And it didn't begin today. It began on the day he entered Kenya.